Should we investigate? Should you shut the fuck up before you get us both killed?
Hello, it is your boy with the nose that shows. It's your boy Brian. I'm here to tell you about the newest film in my cinema addiction franchise, Death of Stalin. So side note, just before we begin, I saw this part of Odeon's scene on screen, unseen thing. That means I didn't know what film it was when I was going into the film. All I'd seen was the poster beforehand. I hadn't even seen a trailer or anything. The poster is all I saw. And the cast I looked from that, it looked good. And it looked like it was going to be a bit of a piss take, so I was looking forward to that. So let's get straight into this then, shall we? So the story is pretty clever. It's obviously about the death of Stalin and the implications of such a death, but they do something that isn't really done nowadays. Like, I presume it's factually accurate, but side note before we get anything, I'm not actually a communist. What they do is, anyway, they don't speak with Russian accents, or Russian, even in Russian. They don't go, oh, Mother Russia, you know, like, they speak in their American accents or their English accents, which is pretty cool. Like, they don't want to put in or out or anything, and like, playing in America trumps all. That is a joke. That is very bad. I'm sorry about that. Casting, Steve Buscemi is the main character, Nikita Khrushchev. Like, it's hard to distinguish who the main character is, but that's kind of okay at the same time. You'll understand if you see it. He was also Randall, obviously, from Monsters Inc. Everyone knows Steve Buscemi. He's famous, you know. Jeffrey Tambor was in Arrested Development. He was Stalin's deputy, but then becomes, I can't remember the term for what he becomes, but he becomes in charge while Stalin is dead and they're choosing a new leader. Paddy Considine. I'm pronouncing names wrong, and it's not even the Russian names. He was one of the Andes in Hot Fuzz. You might remember him going, because he would go... Yeah. Michael Palin, one of Monty Python's people, obviously. Michael Palin, everyone knows Monty Python. His name is Molotov, like cocktail. But he doesn't go on fire. Rupert Friend was Stalin's son. He's in Pride and Prejudice. He is Mr. Wickham, so he's basically the same person. Am I right? 2005 English joke. I should only watch Pride and Prejudice because I want to see Pride and Prejudice and zombies, and I wanted to know if it would be like accurate to the story, and it was. Fair play. Andrea Riseborough. I recognise her, but I didn't know her. She was in Birdman and Oblivion, but I haven't seen them. But I recognised her. Olga Kurylenko. She was comedian in Quantum of Solace, so I recognised her from that because I've seen that one. And she's also in Johnny English 3, so you know she's moving up in her career. Simon Russell Beale is in it too. He has a pretty big role. Famous role? Not a famous role. Pretty big role in it. He's like one of the main characters. But let's be real, none of us know him, so... the characters themselves are pretty good at carrying out their own ambitions while still maintaining their false personas, which is something cool, because you don't want them just being like, sorry about hitting the mouse, because I'm using a mouse. They are all pretty entertaining, and like, as you can see, most of them are comedic actors, like the guys from Hot Fuzz. Steve Buscemi is pretty funny. Jeffrey Tambor is obviously Michael Palin. He's in Monty Python. And then, sorry. Yes, but they are good at comedy. They're good at like maintaining comedy out of nowhere, and they're good at acting as well. So that's what they get paid for. So fair play. Genre, it is indeed historical, and I guess it ticks that box. I'd also argue that it is a drama and a comedy at the same time, because obviously it is comedic and dramatic. Cinematography, the camera shots were well shot, with some shots showing perfectly people's reactions, but nearly also what they are thinking. That's what I wrote down. It doesn't make sense in my head when I'm thinking it, but when I read it, it does, because I have the words in the right order. After that I put, I like it, because I liked it, obviously. Rewatchability. Why do I always mess up that word? I don't know. It's one of those movies they'd stay up late to watch the ending of. Do you mean? Like you get into it, it's like, geez, I stayed up late last night watching that movie. I just got really into it. That's that kind of movie. In emotions, I did feel for certain characters. And like, you didn't want the bad things to happen to them because they're kind of just so innocent. At the same time, they're not innocent at all, if that makes sense. Like, there's just jokes and then there's people getting killed. But like, they're not important. They're only commoners. Like, they're only the plebs. Who cares about them, right? Then the final consensus. I was overall happy with it because I went in expecting the jokes to maybe fall flat, but they just didn't. They carried well and there was continuous jokes and they went back to earlier things and it was pretty good. A lot of people did laugh out loud in the screen. I did as well because I'll do that. And I've apparently a weird laugh as well. The insults are fantastic. I have the trailer going at the start and at the end of this video. But the trailers are really great in this. The trailers are really great. The insults are really great and they're so creative, like, you know. It is actually based on a graphic novel as well, like Kingsman is kind of. So it has that kind of good storytell vibe to it while also being funny. It's kind of like a Kingsman of a historical drama, if that makes sense. It is the hot historical dramas of what Kingsman is to spy movies. How about that? Because it mocks it, but at the same time it reinvents it. See, that could go on a movie poster. Just saying. And then I could say hashtag sponsor, but they're not my sponsor. I wish they were. I don't know if we sponsored my class. So it's a final score of 85%, which I think I woke up my housemate, which is, according to this sheet of paper, 85% is an A. Yes, it is in fact an A. And everyone, an A is good. Fair play. And here's the rest of the trailer. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah,
Stalin's dead. He's dead.
Stalin is dead!
Oh my God.
Our general secretary is lying in a puddle of indignity.
Yeah, he's feeling unwell, clearly.
I want to make a speech at my father's funeral.
No problem.
Technically, yes, but practically.
When I said no problem, what I meant was no problem. Ignore me.
Stalin would have wanted the committee as one.
All those in favor carried unanimously.
We need change.
Well, let's see who can mobilize first. Oh, seems to be me. Sneaky little shit.
The race has started. We need to start putting together a plan.
How can you run and plot at the same time?
I have no idea what is going on.
I'm the peacemaker, and I'll fuck up anyone who gets in my way. Come on! Play better, you flattering fannies! Give it! Give it! Hit it!
Shoot her before him, but make sure he sees it. Kill him, dump him in the pulpit. And I'll leave the rest up to you.
We have to act. I really need your help.
I'm going to have to report this conversation. Threatening to do harm or obstruct any member of the Presidium in the process of looking at your fucking face. I took Germany. I think I can take a flesh lump in a waistcoat.
No matter what happens, I will never let any harm come to you.
I may as well just shoot myself like mother.
Jesus Christ. Did Coco Chanel take a shit on your head?
No, he did not.
Stalin will be loving this.
I'll take it from here.
Good luck, ladies.
You know, all of you can kiss my Russian ass.
Don't worry, nobody's gonna get killed, I promise you.